And happy heavenly birthday to Elston Howard today as well. All right, the Knicks bounced back from last week's bad loss to the Pistons with a pair of wins over the weekend. On Saturday night, Karl Anthony Towns led the charge as New York rallied from an 18-point fourth-quarter deficit to stun the Rockets 108-106. After the game, Towns caught up with Shaq and the Inside the NBA crew on ABC. Listen to this.
If you guys win the championships, of course they're going to talk about Brunson, but it's you and your play. You have to be dominant. You responded very, very well.
They could talk about anybody as long as we all get a ring. That's the most important thing.
No, but
I don't care.
But
I don't care about none of that.
No, but you got to play great. 1-2 punch, and you're part of that 1-2 punch.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Right.
But, you know, I want to make sure we all understand the biggest goal and the main goal here is to win. You know, it don't matter about who gets the credit or whatever.
I just want to be part of the ring.
All right, so Shaq, a little hard on Cat. Perk, you like it? Did you like that from Shaq?
Hell yeah. I love it. I love it all across the board. That was an uncomfortable but healthy conversation. That was the best conversation that we've had in basketball this year, because everybody keep talking about, oh, how people cover the game and it should be covered this way and break down. No, that's accountability. That's real on real right there. And Karl Anthony Towns was accepting that, because in that conversation, he told him, I hear you, legend, because Shaq is giving him the real. And I've been saying this since the beginning of the season. Jalen Brunson, yes, he's the best player on the New York Knicks, but the most important player is Karl Anthony Towns when it comes to the Knicks trying to get to the promised land. He has to be dominant. And what we've seen over the last 2 games is that Karl Anthony Towns has finally started to get featured in that offense. Karl Anthony Towns is the emotional guy. When you want the best out of a big man, you got to make him feel loved. And that's what I saw. We're watching him get more shot attempts, mixing it up. He's going inside out. And all of a sudden, he becomes a better defender. Karl Anthony Towns is the most important player. I loved every bit of that interaction between Karl Anthony Towns and the all-time great Shaquille O'Neal. That's how it's supposed to be.
I think sometimes Karl Anthony Towns is an easy target for all of us for a lot of different reasons, whether it's the contract or the fact that we know that Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to be the trade piece. I know, Perk, I know. But remember what the Knicks did after they traded for Karl Anthony Towns. They traded 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, a player who came in scoring 25 a game but is a role player for the Knicks. And he's not the most physical guy. He doesn't get to the line much. Like, the Knicks have roster deficiencies, is what I'm saying, that extend beyond Karl Towns' shortcomings. I do think that Karl has shortcomings. I do think that it has been an adjustment with Mike Brown. I actually asked Mike Brown on Saturday night, like, hey, how do you feel about Karl's play? Because he's taking a lot of attention. And he said, Jalen Brunson gets this many shots, Karl gets this many shots, and everybody else sort of has to find their way. And Karl said, you know what, I've had to adjust my game every year in my career because offensive philosophies have changed. Once again, Perk, I'm with you on the criticisms of Cat. I think sometimes when you look at someone like Shaq, Shaq has a very rigid view of what big men are supposed to look like and play like. That's not Karl Towns. Karl Towns is not a 90s offensive player with his back to the basket, Hakeem, David Robinson, Shaq. He doesn't fit in that mold. He's a different type of offensive player. I'm not saying that they're being unfair. I am saying, guys, that sometimes we focus way too much on Cat and not enough on the offensive and defensive deficiencies that extend beyond him.
Well, Vinny, with all due respect, I don't want to hear that. That's nonsense. What do you mean focusing too much? Hell with all of that, okay? It's a 1-2 punch in New York. He's one of the 1-2 punches. Now, if you sat up there and you said over the last 2 games he's averaging 26.5 on 63% shooting, if you pointed out how he's had 4 straight games with 20-plus points, right? And because of that, you need to continue to do that, then I understand that. But don't come to me and tell me about Shaq's rigidity and whatever. He is a 4-time champion. He is the most dominant big man this game has seen since Wilt Chamberlain, okay? And in my opinion, he is more than qualified to say every syllable incredible that he said. Now, Karl Anthony Towns is a different kind of player, so Shaq wasn't just talking to him about being a big. He was saying that you the 1-2 punch. So don't defer. You know, we understand that it takes a team to win. We understand this is a collective effort that's needed. But in the same breath, in the end, when it comes money time, who are we looking to? Who are we looking to? We hope that Mikal Bridges shows up. We hope that OG Anunoby and Josh Hart and those brothers make their contribution. But the expectation falls on the shoulders of Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. So for Shaq to point that out, I think was incredibly important. And most importantly, the brother wasn't two-faced it. He said it before the game and then told Karl Anthony Towns what he said before the game and let him know to his face, here's where I'm standing and why. But most importantly, Shaq did it in a way that validated Karl Anthony Towns' substance and potential greatness, not minimizing it. He's saying, here's the expectation because we know what you can do. And props to Karl Anthony Towns for taking it that way, because most cats will look at it, even with a legend like Shaquille O'Neal, and accuse him of hating, even though he did what they did. Even though he played on their level. This is why you know they full of it, okay? They're full of garbage because you got players out here that'll sit up there and point to hating. It's a journalist. It's a pundit. It's somebody with their podcast or whatever. But then they'll take somebody who did what they did on the highest of levels and hold it against them too. So in other words, if they ain't agreeing with you, if they ain't playing the role of your publicist, then they'll hold you accountable for it. When all you're doing is pointing out what the obvious is. So I give Shaq major credit with that. Only one caveat I'll throw in, Perk, before coming back to you. I don't know if you know this or not. We do know Karl Anthony Towns. Minutes per game, career low. Points per game, lowest since rookie season. Shots per game, career low. Field goal percentage shooting, career low. 3-point percentage shooting, lowest since his rookie season. But here is the crazy part. In 54 games that Karl Anthony Towns has played with the New York Knicks this year, when he attempts 14 or more shots, the New York Knicks are a 500 team. When he shoots 13 or less shots, they're 20-4 on the year. That's crazy, because that goes against what Shaq was saying, but both me and Perk agree with Shaq. But it's weird that they 20-4 when he shoots 13 or less shots, and they're 500 when he shoots 14 or more. That's kind of crazy.
It is kind of crazy, but another thing I want to look at is what was it to me, that wasn't really criticism. That was actually Shaq giving him flowers because if Shaq didn't think he could do it, then he wouldn't call Karl Anthony Towns out and say that he could be great. I'm gonna tell you this. I spoke with KG towards the end of his career when he was Karl Anthony Towns' mentor and teammate, and he told me that Karl Anthony Towns was one of the most skilled bigs he's ever seen. We didn't heard Patrick Beverly, who played with Karl Anthony Towns, say that he's one of the most skilled, most talented bigs that we've ever seen. Karl Anthony Towns over the past 2 seasons have been to back-to-back conference finals. I watched him go toe-to-toe with Nikola Jokic, who's considered one of, if not the best player in the world. He outplayed him, in my opinion, in that series 2 years ago. He came over here, he helped the Knicks get to the conference finals. Again, Karl Anthony Towns is not just one of the best shooting bigs that we've ever seen. He's one of the most talented bigs. And all I'm saying is this. Stephen A., Vinny, Shay, put me up on the screen because I want to tell y'all something. Quick story.
You are on the screen,
Doc
big
Rivers,
boy. The screen is yours.
I'm talking about I need to see y'all, little boy. You calling me big? I'm gonna call you little.
Did you just call me? Did you just call me little? Did you just call me little? You just call me little? You understand? You just call me boy?
Hey,
but thank you for the point part, because I'm older. I'm older than you, so I like that. I actually like that from you.
But listen, seriously, Doc Rivers, and I'm nowhere on the same level as Karl Anthony Towns skill-wise. Doc Rivers used to trick me every single game and run the first play for me and made me feel like I was going to be involved in offense because he knew if he got me an easy basket, I was going to be engaged and be able to give everything that I was supposed to do in my role to help the team win. All I'm saying is Jalen Brunson and Mike Brown, just stroke his ego a little bit. Feed the big fella, and you'll get max Karl Anthony Towns.
So I didn't take any offense. Like, I didn't think he was offending. Shaq was offending Karl Anthony Towns. But let's take out this interview completely and go back to what Vinny kind of said really quick. Do you think that Cat gets a lot of the blame for the Knicks' deficiencies? Do you think people are harder on him than some of the other players or some of the other issues? Take out the Shaq interview completely. I'm just saying other pundits or maybe us in general. Go ahead, Stephen A.
I think at times, because, you know, he's had some foot issues, some knee issues, and you look at him post and it just seems a bit awkward, and he's not that kind of big. His gift is his ability to shoot away from the basket. This brother has been a marksman from long range throughout his career. That's why at nearly 36% shooting from three, that's considered a down year for him because he's considered an elite shooter. Me personally, what I would tell people to pay attention to is that a lot of stuff isn't coming his way the way people think. The person we're looking at is Mikal Bridges because of the 5 first-round picks you gave up for him. That's where the New York Knicks come in. It's about those picks. It's not so much about Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah, he got to play better at times. He got to be a bit more consistent. But we know what Karl Anthony Towns can bring to the table. It's them damn picks.
Isn't that what I said at the start of this, and you said that it was nonsense, Stephen A? That is exactly where I started off at, Stevie.
Vinny, we didn't say that you didn't say that. We said that you didn't answer the question posed. That's what we said.
I did answer the question. This is the second time that both of you have accused me of not answering the question.
We were saying
we
you
are
didn't
not doing that,
answer
Stephen
the
A.
question.
I've answered the question.
We didn't ask about Mikal Bridges. We know you said about Mikal Bridges. We were saying to you, that wasn't the question.
All right. We'll leave this here.
Fence a lot today.
We'll leave this here. We'll come back to the Knicks a little bit later on. Coming up here on First Take, the shorthanded Thunder snap the Cavs' 7-game winning streak. What was the biggest thing, though, we learned about both teams in that matchup yesterday? Plus, Jaylen Brown is having his best season yet. Will it result, though, in an MVP, possibly a championship? More Celtics. Don't go anywhere. First Take rolls right along from snowy New York.
At Burger King, you're the